Hi, and welcome to our 5-part video series where you're going to find out all that you need to know if you're planning on building a new home in either Bowen or the Whitsundays. The first of our 5 topics that we're going to discuss is something that affects everybody who lives in this beautiful part of Australia, and that's cyclones. You may not be aware, but every house in Australia is wind classified based on the wind region and the site conditions where they are located. And for houses built in cyclonic wind regions like Bowen or the Whitsundays, there are 4 wind classifications which range from a C1 to a C4. So a house that has a higher classification number means that the wind speed at that site is going to be higher than that for a house built somewhere else with a lower classification. So what does that really mean for you? Well, it means that a house with a higher classification must be built stronger. So the key to protecting against those great sucking forces or uplift pressures created by cyclones is to ensure that all the elements of your house are securely fixed together and tied down right down to those foundations. So the timber frames that are used in your new home are going to be built stronger than they would in non-cyclonic areas. And this is done with the use of tie-down rods that connect the roof framing right down to the foundations. Your roof trusses for your new home are also going to be constructed with more structural timber, and all the connections will either be screwed, bolted or strapped together rather than nailed. And in addition to your roof battens, they're going to be fixed at closer centres and will require screw fixings to the trusses or rafters. And now, depending on that wind classification for your new home, the roof sheeting is also going to be a thicker gauge, and it should be installed with cyclonic grade roof screws. And in really strong cyclonic areas, the use of structural timber fascia is also highly recommended. Larger profile gutters with overflow slotted fronts must be installed to handle the large volumes of water that come with a cyclone. And the downpipes on your new home should be installed as close as possible to those valley gutters with a maximum spacing of 12 metres. Now, you may not notice to look at your windows and doors, but windows and doors in cyclonic regions need to be able to withstand higher wind pressures and higher water penetration than what a regular window and door would. So to achieve this, the size of the aluminium frames are going to be increased, and we may also need to use a thicker piece of glass than what we would in other areas. Now, impact resistant screens or ply boards can be installed to protect glass and flying debris during that cyclonic event as well. Now, garage doors are another important component of your new home that must be wind rated, and they should be installed into solid timber blocks to prevent them from being pushed in or out by strong winds. So knowing everything that we've just discussed today, it's easy to understand why the cost of construction in cyclonic areas is going to be higher than what it would be in a non-cyclonic area. And this is why it's also important to work with a builder that's experienced in cyclonic building codes and standards to ensure that your new house has the best chance of surviving when that next cyclone passes through.